Hi, this is Jeannie from A Jeannie in the Kitchen. It's been a while, I know. I've been busy and doing all kinds of things, but today I have a guest chef. And this is not only just a guest chef, this guest chef is very special to me. We have known each other literally our whole entire lives, and I am visiting he and his beautiful wife Tracy, who's making an appearance, and our friend Karen in Idaho, at their Idaho, and Scott is cooking dinner for us tonight. Scott, what are we making tonight?
Well, tonight we are going to have New York strip steaks, grilled, obviously, with a mushroom, garlic, shallot sauce, and I'm doing potatoes lyonnaise. I've never done it before, so it's going to be an interesting experiment. But basically, potatoes lyonnaise is pan-fried potatoes with onions and parsley. Simple as that. That
Easy,
makes a great
easy,
meal.
simple,
Yep.
and delicious. And Scott is a wonderful cook and a wonderful chef, and you have met Scott before doing other things, but this time we're actually cooking together. I did some of his prep work today. I am just the sous chef. It's Scott's kitchen. Scott's in charge. He's my chef. I'm the sous chef.
My kitchen.
His kitchen.
Right.
You heard him. And we will show you what's going on in just a little bit.
Very good.
I'm going to parboil the potatoes for 3 minutes.
Let me see. Ooh, yum.
He sliced them nice and thin on his mandolin.
Yes, he
They're
did.
nice and thin. They're about a quarter of an inch thick. And he rinsed them and then drained them because you don't want the extra water in there. Well, putting it in hot water, it's okay. But once he starts frying them, you don't want the extra water. So now he's got them in boiling water. And he's going to parboil them for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, bring them to a boil, and then 3 minutes. That'll soften them enough to cook completely while you're frying them. You can do it without parboiling them. It just takes longer in the pan, is all.
Scott is taking the potatoes out of the boiling water, and now he's about ready to start frying them up. They look wonderful. So this is phase 1, and we're just about ready to start doing phase 2 for the potatoes.
Phase 2.
What is phase 2?
Phase 2 is basically just cooking them with the onions in butter and oil. Lots of butter.
Like my idol Julia Child says, you can never have too much butter. So
My body
if it's
was-
got butter, I'm in.
My body was built by butter, so
I think mine was too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's good food.
Crispy.
Yeah. Well, onions we're gonna
That's
take
how
down
I
to
do
a
it.
yep, we're gonna take it down into a caramelization stage before. And actually, what I'm gonna do is I'll caramelize the onions, take them out, then put the potatoes in. We'll add the onions back in as they start crisping up. Now there's different ways to cook them. Some people do it in the oven. I don't think that is the traditional way to do it. And some people throw the raw onions and potatoes together and cook them like that.
But you don't want to do that because you really are focusing on the caramelization and the brownness and sometimes crispiness of the onions too. So you want to cook them separately so they cook evenly and they cook.
And you don't burn them.
And you
because
don't burn
the
'em.
potatoes are going to take a lot more time than
Right, and the shallots and the onions won't take as much, and so they'll burn. So you want to cook them separately, and then put them aside, and then right when you're ready to finish them, you put them back in with the potatoes.
Correct.
Woohoo! I know what I'm doing.
Yes,
so
oh my
great.
gosh. They do teach you good stuff in culinary school, don't they?
They did. I learned a lot. I learned my lessons.
I went
about
to the
that.
School of Hard Knocks for cooking.
I think you went to the school of Scott.
I did. I went to the school of annoying my mother by watching cooking shows when I was 14, 15, 16 years old. That's how I did it.
And that's a great way to learn. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a great way to learn.
And I'm still learning. I learn every day.
Yes, we are always learning something new every day, regardless of how much experience you have, regardless of how many years you've been doing something, cooking, whatever. There's always something new to learn.
That is absolutely 100% true.
And we are about ready to open up some wine. We've been whining quite a bit. I mean, whining without the H. W-I-N-I-N-G.
We wined all day yesterday.
We did. We wined all day yesterday, and today.
And now we're whining because we have no wine yet.
We're whining because we haven't had any wine. I know. Yeah. So Tracy has been airing out some red wine that we brought, and we're gonna pour that in some glass while everything's cooking up because we're thirsty.
Mushrooms. I'm making a mushroom sauce for the steaks that we're gonna have. So if you see, I have butter in here, but I also have olive oil. When you add olive oil to butter, raises the butter's smoking temperature, so it doesn't burn. If you don't add that olive oil in, the butter will inevitably burn or turn brown, which isn't a bad thing. Brown butter is actually very good. Brown butter turns nutty, but that's not what I want for this particular dish. I have everything prepped. I'm fancy, so I call it mise en place, which means everything in its place in French. But if you have everything ready, you can add it into your pan when it's needed. If you chop or do things while you are cooking, you are going to be steps and steps behind.
And Scott is absolutely right. It's much easier, it's much more efficient to have everything, your mise en place already. It just makes it easier, and boom, you put it in and you cook it when you need it, as you need it. So it's actually a much more efficient way of cooking what you need to do. So do your prep work first, get your mise en place ready, and then you can cook it and add it as you need it. I think he likes the wine.
That looks good.
Oh, it's gonna smell really good. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision.
Well, I'm gonna have to move on because my eyes. Too bad you can't click those together.
Yeah, clickety-click, clickety-click. Scott has taken out a lot of the onions. We're using onions for both the steak and for the potatoes, and we've got some caramelized onions over there. And now he's actually doing his mushrooms. He added his mushrooms and some more butter in with some of the rest of the onions, and this is going to be the topping for the steak.
More butter.
More butter. Can't go wrong with butter.
It's one of my favorite foods.
Okay, go ahead.
So Scott is now adding his garlic. You know, garlic goes with everything. You cannot cook a meal without garlic. Scott thinks like I do. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but scarily we think a lot alike in a lot of ways.
I do normally use clove garlic, but I always have a jar of Kirkland.
As does
garlic.
Jeannie.
Costco garlic, the best stuff ever.
As do I.
Do not hesitate to use Kirkland garlic.
When you think you have enough, add more.
Shameless plug for Costco. Well, no, actually, we're not shameless.
I work there.
Yeah.
That is where I work. That is my home. That is my family away from home.
And I don't work at Costco, but I should because I live there. So I should, but I don't.
We all live there.
Here's something else for you.
Hold on, I'm getting your home. Oh, there's people.
There's people.
Oh my God, how
That's
did
my
I?
son and future daughter-in-law.
Hi guys.
You're going to be on video.
Jeez, how did I even not notice that?
Here's a plug
Yes.
for Costco.
Okay.
Do not shy away from Kirkland
Sonoma.
alcohol or Kirkland wines, because the wines that you are getting in the Kirkland bottles are the same ones coming out of the big houses for a third of the price. So,
But I actually want to add to that, don't shy away from the Kirkland brands, period, because they're actually
absolutely not.
really good
our
quality.
quality control at Costco is better than the original quality control of the people making the product.
And Costco products,
We
the
turn
Costco
down more
brand,
than we accept.
they're excellent products. So don't be afraid of using their house brand.
So, when I cook mushrooms, you don't want to cook them down too much because they will disappear. You want them to be soft and get a little caramely, but I'm going to deglaze with wine. Speaking of which, Kirkland
Kirkland wine.
K-Vine. Just a little, not much.
So he probably added maybe about a third of a cup, half a cup,
Yeah.
something like that.
And now these mushrooms are going to take that flavor of that wine and that garlic and those onions. And this is what we are going to put, or if they don't want to, but anyone who wants to can put this on top of the steak. The wine will cook out, the alcohol will cook out, so don't ever hesitate to feed something like this to your kids. You just have to let the alcohol burn off. And
Which
then
doesn't take very long.
Doesn't take very long, and then you have the wine flavor, and the kiddos won't get drunk.
Ooh, look at that sizzling.
It's sizzling, it's looking good, it's smelling good, it's sounding good. It's just like magic. It's all coming together. It's culinary magic. It's culinary music to our ears.
And my wife's gonna kill me because I'm splattering all over the stove, which is fine.
We won't say that part.
I think I'm Emerald, and I have people in my kitchen to clean up.
Is that me?
Put his potatoes in the butter, and he's going to cook them up. Are you going to get them crispy or just
Crispy.
Crispy.
I
Yes.
like it.
I have a lot of potatoes. Normally you would put them in a single layer, but these are gonna be just fine. Doesn't matter.
But we're hungry.
Doesn't matter if they break a little after they're parboiled. All you're looking for is a crust on the potato. I have the heat on high. I also have a dirty stove. So, and if you notice my red knobs, they're my favorite part of my kitchen.
It's only because people can push their buttons better.
That's right.
We like to turn his knobs.
Oh my.
Hey now.
So Scott is putting in the finishing touches to his potatoes. He's just put in some fresh ground pepper and some freshly ground Himalayan pink salt.
Yep.
Garlic.
We love garlic.
We love garlic. We do. Like I said, when you think you've had enough, add more.
So we're just gonna let the potatoes sit so that they get crispy. When we turn them, that's when the garlic will get mixed in. And when I turn them, that's when I'll add the onions. Maybe more garlic.
Maybe, yeah.
Garlic is not part of Leonaise potatoes. That's I love garlic.
Again-
Absolutely love garlic.
Again, we think alike because I add garlic to them too.
Yep.